In Yakutsk, mornings in the dead of winter are a trial by cold, and for children going to school, the day begins with a careful ritual of preparation that can mean the difference between safety and frostbite. Waking up in temperatures that can plunge to -6.4°C is an immediate shock to the system. The air in the room may feel relatively warm compared to outside, but even a few seconds spent stepping outside without proper clothing can cause exposed skin to freeze. Dressing for school in these conditions is far more complex than putting on a simple coat and scarf. It requires layering with precision, knowledge, and discipline, learned from years of experience and passed down through families. The foundation of this morning routine is the base layer, thermal underwear that clings to the skin, designed to trap body heat while wicking away sweat. Even minor moisture can accelerate heat loss, so the selection of this layer is critical. Next come insulating mid-layers, usually made of wool or fleece, which create pockets of warmth around the torso, arms, and legs, protecting vital organs while allowing freedom of movement. Over these layers, children don thick, down-filled parkas or fur-lined jackets designed to resist the piercing winds that sweep through the city. These jackets are engineered for maximum insulation, with hoods that cover the head and face, and high collars to protect the neck and jaw from frostbite. Extremities are treated with special care. Hands are covered with layered mittens, combining inner liners with thick outer shells, while feet are protected by heavily insulated, waterproof boots paired with thermal socks. Balaclavas, scarves, and fur-lined hats ensure that the nose, cheeks, and ears are shielded from freezing gusts. Every accessory from the zipper flaps to the adjustable cuffs is positioned deliberately to eliminate gaps where cold air could penetrate. The process is time-consuming but necessary. Rushing increases the risk of leaving skin exposed or not securing layers properly. Children often dress alongside parents or siblings, learning the correct sequence of layering and how to adjust clothing based on activity levels and wind conditions. The goal is to create a mobile bubble of warmth that allows safe travel outdoors, even for the short distance between home and school. Once fully dressed, children must move carefully to avoid sweating, which could chill the body, and to maintain balance on icy streets. This morning preparation is more than a routine. It is a training in survival. From a young age, children learn that every layer, every adjustment, and every precaution is essential. The act of dressing becomes an exercise in mindfulness, attention to detail, and anticipation of the challenges outside. In Yakutsk, the first step of the school day is not just getting ready. It is a careful orchestration of clothing, movement, and awareness that ensures children can face one of the harshest climates on Earth safely and with resilience. In Yakutsk, the walk to school is far from ordinary. For children, it is a journey through one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth, where temperatures can plunge to -64°C, and the wind turns the air into a biting, almost tangible force. The walk begins immediately after the meticulous process of dressing in multiple layers of clothing, where every garment serves a purpose. Even with thermal underwear insulating mid-layers, thick down jackets, fur-lined boots, mittens, and balaclavas, venturing outdoors is an exercise in caution and endurance. The streets themselves pose challenges. Ice and packed snow cover nearly every surface, making footing uncertain. Children are trained from a young age to walk deliberately, taking measured steps that balance stability with efficiency. A hurried pace can cause slipping or sweating, both of which increase the risk of frostbite or hypothermia. Many children walk in groups, not only for companionship, but for safety. In extreme temperatures, being outside alone for even a short period can be dangerous, and the presence of peers and older students ensures that help is nearby if someone encounters trouble. The group dynamic also allows for shared tips and routines. Older children often guide younger ones in adjusting clothing, securing boots, or managing mittens while walking. Wind chill adds an additional layer of difficulty. Even with the best clothing, gusts of icy wind can penetrate exposed areas or find gaps in layers, rapidly cooling skin and extremities. Children learn to angle their bodies to shield themselves from the wind, hunch shoulders, tuck hands into pockets or mittens, and move in ways that reduce exposure. Routes are carefully chosen based on safety and wind patterns, shortcuts through open spaces are avoided, and paths near buildings or natural windbreaks are preferred. Mental focus is as important as physical preparation. Children remain aware of the temperature, changes in weather, and their own body sensations throughout the journey. They monitor fingers and toes for numbness, cheeks for tingling, and overall energy levels, adjusting mittens, boots, or scarves if necessary. The journey is not just about reaching school, it is a continuous exercise in survival skills. Even brief exposure to the cold can have immediate consequences, and the repeated practice of walking in such conditions builds resilience, discipline, and situational awareness. Despite the harsh environment, children in Yakutsk develop a sense of confidence and competence. They know their limits, how to manage their clothing and movement, and how to support one another during the commute. The walk to school is a daily lesson in preparation, awareness, and adaptation, turning what might seem like an ordinary part of childhood into a critical survival exercise. In Yakutsk, walking to school is more than a routine. It is a test of endurance, skill, and community where every careful step ensures that the day begins safely, even in one of the coldest towns on Earth. Once children arrive at school in Yakutsk, the environment inside offers relief from the brutal cold outside, but it comes with its own set of adaptations. Classrooms are heated, providing a safe space where students can remove some of the heavy outer layers they wore during their walk, yet the transition requires careful management. Even indoors, energy conservation remains important as the body continues to adjust after exposure to temperatures that can drop to -64 BGC. Students learn to shed layers gradually, starting with outer jackets and hoods while still keeping mittens, hats, and scarves nearby for brief excursions outside. Teachers guide children in understanding their own comfort levels, ensuring that they neither overheat nor risk chilling again. The school day is carefully structured to balance academic learning with the practical needs of living in extreme cold. Class periods are designed with short breaks in between, allowing students to manage their clothing, hydrate, and eat snacks that maintain energy levels. Meals are often hot in calorie, rich, replenishing the body's energy reserves that are depleted by walking through icy streets and staying alert to cold conditions. Lessons themselves sometimes incorporate survival skills. Teachers may remind students about proper layering, frostbite prevention, and safe practices for moving between buildings. This knowledge is considered just as important as reading, writing, and arithmetic because it is essential for daily survival in Yakutsk. Physical activity, though limited, is incorporated carefully. Indoor exercises and short walks in controlled environments provide opportunities for movement without exposing children to dangerous wind chills. Recess outdoors is brief and supervised, often with time limits based on temperature and wind conditions, and children are constantly monitored for signs of frostbite or hypothermia. The design of the school itself reflects the environment. Buildings are insulated and sealed to retain warmth, with entrances structured to minimize drafts when students come and go. Windows are double glazed, doors have airlocks, and hallways provide safe transition areas to prevent heat loss when moving between rooms. Mental adaptation is as critical as physical adaptation. Students must remain focused and alert despite the constant awareness of extreme weather outside. The harsh climate fosters discipline, patience, and resilience as children understand that their safety depends on vigilance, proper clothing, and following routines. Social dynamics in school also reflect the environment. Children develop a strong sense of community, helping each other manage clothing, offering advice on layering, and watching out for signs of cold-related distress. Peer support is crucial, especially during transitions in and out of the school building. Attending school in Yakutsk is not merely about education, it is an immersive lesson in resilience, preparation, and adaptation. Students learn to manage their clothing, energy, and movements, balancing comfort indoors with readiness for the dangerous temperatures outside. The classroom becomes a space where learning academic subjects is intertwined with the practical knowledge required to survive and thrive in one of the coldest cities on Earth, preparing children for both daily life and the extreme challenges that define their environment. In Yakutsk, outdoor breaks and recess at school are unlike anywhere else in the world, requiring careful planning and constant supervision to ensure that children remain safe in extreme cold. Temperatures can drop to -64 BC, and even a few minutes of exposure to wind or snow without proper precautions can result in frostbite within minutes. Because of this, schools structure outdoor time with strict limits, often lasting only a few minutes, and ensure that all students are fully prepared with layered clothing, insulated boots, mittens, and face coverings. Every outing is deliberate, with teachers monitoring the temperature, wind chill, and the condition of the children before and during recess. The roads students take in the schoolyard are carefully considered. Open areas with no windbreaks are avoided whenever possible, while pathways near buildings or sheltered spots provide relative protection. Children are reminded to move actively but safely, keeping blood circulating to extremities while avoiding slips or falls on ice. Even small missteps can lead to injuries or exposure, so deliberate and careful movement is a critical part of outdoor activity. Recess often incorporates short physical exercises that help students stay warm while minimizing exposure. Running, jumping, or small group games are preferred over static play, allowing the body to generate heat while still keeping children under supervision. Teachers also use this time to reinforce lessons on survival, reminding students about the importance of keeping mittens on, adjusting scarves or balaclavas, and checking for any early signs of frostbite such as numbness or tingling. Nutrition and hydration are also considered during breaks. In extreme cold, the body burns more energy to maintain core temperature, so children are encouraged to eat high-energy snacks and drink warm fluids to sustain energy levels and prevent fatigue. Even brief exposure outside is calculated to maintain warmth and prevent unnecessary strain. Social dynamics play a role during these controlled outdoor activities. Children often stay in small groups or pairs, watching out for one another and offering assistance if someone struggles with layers or feels too cold. Older students may help younger ones, demonstrating how to adjust clothing, tuck scarves properly, or manage boots. This fosters a strong sense of community and responsibility, teaching children that survival in extreme conditions requires awareness not only of their own body, but also of those around them. The psychological aspect of outdoor breaks is also significant. While the time outside is limited, it provides children with a sense of freedom, fresh air, and a break from the enclosed classrooms, contributing to mental well-being. Learning to enjoy this time safely instills confidence, teaching them to respect the environment without fear. Outdoor breaks in Yakutsk schools are more than simple playtime. They are an exercise in discipline, awareness, and adaptation. Every minute is structured, every movement deliberate, and every precaution enforced to ensure that children can experience the outdoors safely, learn practical survival skills, and maintain resilience in one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth. Growing up in Yakutsk teaches children more than just academics. It teaches mental resilience, discipline, and practical survival skills that are essential in one of the coldest inhabited cities on Earth. From a very young age, children learn that extreme cold is not something to be ignored or underestimated. They understand that every action outdoors, every choice of clothing, and every step on icy streets carries real consequences. This awareness fosters a level of mental toughness that is cultivated daily, beginning with their morning routines, continuing through the commute to school, and extending throughout the school day. Mental preparation is intertwined with physical preparation. Children are trained to remain calm and focused when faced with extreme conditions, understanding that panic or distraction can be dangerous. They learn to assess situations quickly, judging the severity of the cold, the strength of the wind, and their own physical state, and take appropriate action such as adding layers, adjusting mittens, or seeking shelter. This kind of situational awareness is developed over years, becoming instinctive by the time students are old enough to navigate longer distances to school or perform outdoor chores. Resilience is reinforced through repetition and structure. Daily routines, careful dressing, measured walks, and monitored outdoor activities teach children consistency, patience, and persistence. They learn that success in extreme conditions is the result of careful planning and disciplined execution rather than chance or brute force. These lessons extend beyond survival. They shape character, decision-making, and problem-solving skills that are valuable in all aspects of life. Community support also plays a critical role in developing mental strength. Children watch out for one another, help peers adjust clothing, and learn from older students and teachers who guide them through challenges. This sense of shared responsibility fosters empathy, teamwork, and leadership as students understand that safety and well-being often depend on collective vigilance. Education in Yakutsk also incorporates practical lessons about the environment. Children learn to read weather patterns, recognize dangerous frostbite signs, and understand how their bodies respond to cold. These lessons are reinforced daily, bridging classroom knowledge with real-world application. Over time, children internalize a mindset of preparedness, awareness, and respect for their surroundings. They understand that the environment is powerful and survival requires both careful planning and adaptability. This mental fortitude complements their physical protection, ensuring that even when facing extreme temperatures, they can remain calm, deliberate, and effective. By the time they reach adolescence, children in Yakutsk have developed an extraordinary combination of skills and resilience. They navigate the cold with confidence, make informed decisions under pressure, and approach challenges with both caution and competence. Going to school in Yakutsk is therefore far more than attending classes. It is a continuous lesson in endurance, awareness, and life skills. The extreme climate becomes a teacher itself, shaping children into individuals who are not only academically capable, but also mentally tough, disciplined, and well prepared to face one of the harshest environments on Earth.